Greetings to you and welcome to Meaningful Tutorials. I hope you are doing well. In my previous tutorials, I've actually shown you, how to use the index and match functions to actually create interesting dashboards like this, all right, and actually make meaningful outcome of your data, right? So in this tutorial, what will I be doing? I'll be showing you how you can actually compare, and identify missing values using the Excel index and match functions. So basically, the index match, let's say the index match, the Excel index and match functions can be used in different ways, all right? It's not just limited to creating dashboards or using it to look for just values or something like that. But you can also use it to find missing data. When I say missing data, you get to understand what I mean by missing data in my own context, all right? You could apply it in different ways. Every formula, the most important thing is you understanding how that formula works and applying it whenever you need it. That is the essence. You see it? So what we'll do right now is to see, all right, assuming that I have this data set here. So uh, where under this in this particular on this particular tab, which is score by athlete and location, this particular tab here, as you can see, assuming that you see that we just have 13 rows, all right, we have 13 rows. Meanwhile, in this tab here, compare and identify missing values that are here. In this tab here, we have 17 rows. Okay. So why did I create that difference? I did that to just show you something. Okay. Sometimes you actually have what do they call it? You actually have your data set, all right? So you have like a data set, an initial data set that you are working on, you know, for some people, all right? Or whatever that your data set comprises of, all right? And then later on, you receive a new list, an extended list that has more rows than your initial or more individuals than your initial list or file that you have. And now you seek to compare. So you see that the initial um, number of rows that I have was what? Just 13 people. Now I have a new list comprising of 17 people. You see, this is just a simple example of data set that are created. In real life, you have like a very large data set. And now you cannot tell, you really want to identify who are the new people that have been added. Okay, maybe this list was worked by some other team. And these people probably, when they were doing the entries, they did not just enter, they did not continue from where you stop on your initial sheet. Okay, where you stop at 13. They just have, it's a separate, or sometimes it's just a separate list. All right, that has nothing to do with what you already have, but you are obliged to look for some values within the new list to go and complete your own list, some values of interest, for instance. I don't know whether you get to understand this practically. Okay. So assuming that okay, so we have this list of just 13 people that I've been working on, but I've been told that there is a new list and that new members have been added. I don't know who these new members are because my data set is too large. How do I compare my new list with the initial list to be able to what? To identify who are the new people that I need to filter out of the new list and add to what? My existing list. I repeat, to do this, we can use the index and match functions. So how I do it is that if I should come to my initial or my new, if I should come to the new data set, how do I compare the new data set to the original data set? What I'll do is that I'll just come, my variable of interest is athlete. All right. So we have the athlete name, the athlete country, and then the score. Assuming I'm interested in the athlete name, I could have been interested in maybe the athlete's country. But here I'm interested in the athlete's name, for instance. So insert a row here. So I click on this, select this row, and then what? Right click on it and click on insert. So I've inserted a row here that I will call compare. You could name it or whatever. So I will just call it compare. Okay. And now I will place I'll select this cell here and then I will write my match formula. All right. Remember also that match finds the location of a particular variable, sorry, a particular value. Sorry. Whereas index gives us what that value is. So for instance, if I look at the Morocco, what is, I mean, index will tell us that the match, sorry, I said index, match, using the function match will tell us that the perfect match for Morocco is what? Row number 7 and column number C or column number 3. So if I want the perfect match of Morocco with respect to rows, then it will be row number 7. If I want the perfect match of Morocco with respect to column, then it will be column number what? 3 or C. Index will say, okay, based on the location, row number 2 and column number, row number 7 and column number 3, the value that I will find within this will be what? Morocco. Similarly, if I should come to and click on this 155, the perfect match for 155 is row number what? 8 and column number what? 4 or D. If I were to use index would tell me that the perfect match for 155, sorry, the perfect, I mean, will tell me the value of, or this, what is found within this space is actually 155. I don't need to explain this further. If you want, we could just use the index function before we even apply it here, right? Imagine that I just write index here. Okay, if I should say index, just so you start with equal sign, just so what I'm saying will make sense. If I should write equal to, and I write index, I just double click. I need what? If an array. So assuming I'm interested in country, that is what my, oh, sorry. Let's start with match first of all. Match. So let's say match. Okay. Now double click. I need a lookup value. So assuming my lookup value is what? Morocco. I click, I put comma. I need a lookup array. So my lookup array will be country. I put comma. And then it's saying that when I put 1, then it means I want something, um, a location, let's say uh, less than the exact value. If I put 0, then it's the exact value. If I put 1, is greater than the exact value, right? Or the negative 1. So I'm going to put exactly 0. So, right. Then you close your brackets, hit enter. So it's telling us that Morocco is located on what? Row number 7, as I said. So that is just all that I was trying to tell you about in the match function. Now, index function will try to tell us, okay, on row number 7, what is located there? So in other words, we can place our cursor somewhere here. Then we just write index. We select this, right? We need what? An array. Where are we selecting, so our array is actually this. We put comma, and our row number is now going to be what we've already entered, which is row number 7, which is this formula here. So we close this bracket and we hit enter, and then it gives us the value at Morocco. I don't need to repeat this, but this is just what I was trying to tell you. So let's do it practically. So practically we come to somewhere around this cell over here, and I just write equal to, and I'll do what? I'll write match. I double click on it. Okay, what is my match value? Kofi, which is this person here. It could be anybody's name, but I'm just using this as a start. So that's my match value. All right. So this match value. All right. So we write comma. We need our lookup array. So we are trying, where are we going to look for Kofi? The idea is to go and make sure that all the people that are here, we look for them within our original data set. So I'll come to this second tab, which is where my original data set was, and I'll select the entire column forward, athlete. You get it? Now I can put comma, and then I put whether it's perfect match or not. So I'll put 0 for perfect match. I close and I hit enter. Now it's telling me that it has found Kofi at position 2. In other words, row number 2 within my original data set. You get it? So what I can do here is that, but you see that I'm not just interested in, if you want, you can double click here. Just double click here. And then you see that it has indicated the location of the other people. So Joe, for instance, is found and is located on row number 13. If I come to the original data set, you see that row Joe is found in row number 13 in that order. But remember that we are not interested in the row numbers, as it will be hard for us to, that's not what we really want. We really want to know the exact, uh, uh, I mean, values. In other words, the exact person's names. So if you are telling me Kofi is located in row number 2 in the original data set, just write the name Kofi. That's all that we want. So to instruct Excel to do this, we come and put our cursor somewhere here. So we put your cursor somewhere around match, as I've shown you. Right index, double click on index. To select it, we need the array, all right? So I'm gonna go back to tab number 2, come and select the whole of this column here. Click comma. So we need the row number, and the row number simply are already written here. So they are already written, and the whole of this formula match here is for the row numbers. All right. So we just close our brackets. Then we hit enter. Now see what happens. It's telling us that Kofi has been found. And to make sure that all these other row numbers are replaced by the exact names, we just double click here and everything is filled. So wherever it is written NA, it means that that value was not what found. Wherever it's written NA, that value was not found. Now, a quick way to identify who are the new people that was not part of my initial list will simply be to click here and then apply your filters. Come to the home tab, apply your filters, and then you can filter out any. So uncheck everything and select just any. Click OK. And you realize that these are the 4 people that have been added to your original data set. And you can now decide whether you want to copy these, okay, and add to your original data set or not. So this is how you can actually use the filter function to, like I said, uh, actually, you know, um, compare and find missing values. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please subscribe.